Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage, and this video is going to sound like a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a moan, and to be honest, I think it probably is. But if I can't rant and moan to you guys, then who can I? And sometimes I just have thoughts and thought processes and ideas that I like to try and sound out, and talking to you guys in a video is slightly more sane than talking to myself. So, there's some Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2 in the background, which is just a bit of background colour that hopefully won't be too distracting from the main topic, and that is Civilization V. I've just come to sit down to do my weekly recording for Civ V, because I'm due to get all of next week's videos done, and I find myself keep putting it off. I'm finding myself increasingly less motivated to play Civilization V. Now, that's not to say that I don't enjoy Civ V. I really do. I really do enjoy playing Civ V. I've got 350 hours clocked on the game so far, which I know compared to some people is nothing. But out of those 350 hours, the vast majority of that has been for videos for YouTube. I dread to think how many minutes and hours of Civilization V that I have done on the channel. But the problem that I've now discovered is that I really don't enjoy playing the game all that much on the higher difficulty levels. On King I was okay, Emperor was a little bit sticky sometimes depending on how well the games went. Sometimes I enjoyed them, sometimes not so much. Immortal and Deity, really haven't been enjoying playing those difficulties, and as I mentioned in a previous video, I think that's because at those high difficulty levels the AI is essentially cheating, and when you are playing a game which is essentially an 8-player game, and you're the only player out of the 8 that isn't cheating, even if you can still win, it doesn't necessarily make it a fun game. Now, if I went and played a game of Civilization V not for YouTube, if I just decided I'm going to play Civ V today, I wouldn't play on Deity, I wouldn't even play on Immortal, I'd probably play on King or something like that. Not really a challenge, but I would enjoy playing it. And the problem is, if I'm not having a good time playing, and I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, that comes across in the videos. And I don't want people watching my videos and thinking, well, this guy's really not into it, why is he even playing it? Which is a completely fair comment. There are lots of people on YouTube who play games that they really don't like. Some do it deliberately because they want to rage and rant about the game that they don't like. But I don't want to have a lot of videos where I'm just quite clearly coming across as not enjoying myself while playing. And I don't really like playing sort of modded games, so I'm not really likely to play any Civilization V with any mods added on. I have considered doing these single player scenarios, and I may still do that in the future. But one thing that I had considered doing for quite some time is moving away from my sort of episodic Let's Plays, the series that I make, 20, 30, 40, 50, even up to 100 episodes when they're EU4. But the problem is with those, well, first of all, the good thing with those, they're nice and easy and quick to do, relatively speaking. I can sit down for 2 hours, record 2 hours worth of Civ V or 2 hours worth of EU4, chop that up, edit it, render it, sort the audio out. I've got 5 videos, so 2 hours I can come away with a week's worth of videos. Relatively little editing to do, and it's quite quick and easy. If I'm doing something like a first impressions or a review or a tutorial, that usually takes slightly longer because it usually involves playing the game a little bit first to learn the game, maybe reading the wiki, doing some experimentation, making some notes. I don't generally use scripts, but sometimes I will write down little key points to hopefully not forget them while I'm in the middle of doing the video, and those videos will usually be a bit more heavily edited. So to do a 20-minute tutorial might take the same length of time that it takes me to record a week's worth of Civilization V and things like that. The bad thing is, though, with the episodic Let's Plays, is they get fairly low views. Most of my episodic Let's Plays are lucky if they get more than a couple of hundred views, especially after the first few episodes. Episode 1, Episode 2 may even reach the thousands, but by the time we're into Episode 5, 6, 7, sometimes I'm lucky if they get 100 views, and I have 8,000 subscribers at the moment. Now, I know it's quite normal for a YouTube channel to only have a small fraction of its subscribers watching the videos, but you've also got to remember that out of all of the views that I get each day, I'm currently getting about 2,500 to 3,000 views a day. That's in total across every video on the channel. Most of those views are on my EU4 tutorial videos. And about 75% of my daily views come from non-subscribers. So I'm getting around about, let's say, about 750 views a day from subscribers, which isn't a great deal compared to the 8,000 that I have. And as I've just said, my EU4 videos, even the Let's Plays, get far more views than my Civilization V videos. The other problem is Civ V is quite an old game now. Believe it or not, it came out in 2010. That game is coming up to 6 years old. And I'm quite certain that Firaxis must be working on Civilization VI. It's been such a popular franchise for them. It's been so profitable for them. Yes, they had a bit of a bump in the road with Beyond Earth, but I think that was really just a sort of a filler gap to, you know, sort of keep people interested while they were working on Civ 6. I would be very, very surprised if Civilization 6 isn't announced this year. I would be very, very surprised if that doesn't happen. And I'll be honest, if and when Civ 6 comes out, I will play that game. I've had such a great time with Civ 5. I'm very excited to play Civ 6. But I just think at the moment, my passion for playing Civilization 5 on the higher difficulty levels is all but gone. And I still want my channel to grow. YouTube's making that harder and harder every day. There's currently a bug on YouTube at the moment that is randomly unsubscribing subscribers. Now, obviously, if you're one of my subscribers and you've been randomly unsubscribed from me, you're not going to hear this video anyway because you won't get the notification from it. And it's happening to everybody across YouTube. Even speaking to other people that I know with YouTube channels, sometimes they will lose 30, 40, 50 subscribers a day, and these aren't just people who are randomly unsubscribing, because that does happen, because we watch our analytics, and almost every day at about midnight Central European time, we lose a big chunk of subscribers all in the space of 1 minute. So clearly something is going on at YouTube, and there have also been people who have been reporting to my friend, because he's got a lot more subscribers than I have, and coming to him and say, oh, I randomly got unsubscribed from you. It's getting harder and harder to get views. And in order to actually get views, you have to be pretty unique. You either have to be really good at something, or you have to be really unique at something. I don't particularly consider myself as either. I'm not really good at Civilization V. There are a lot of people who have got many more hours than me, who have played the game a lot longer than I have, who are just a lot better than me. And I'm glad to say that I can complete the game on deity difficulty, but I struggle. And I do have concerns when I'm playing the game on deity that the people watching aren't enjoying it, because I'm not being quite so entertaining. I generally play very suboptimally at that higher difficulty level, and I don't generally go to war very often, which is one of the things that a lot of Civilization V viewers like. They like the combat, and I don't particularly like the combat. And I just feel that I'm not providing the level of entertainment that people want. Not with Civilization V, anyway. I don't consider myself to be a particularly funny guy. I don't consider myself to have a very charismatic personality like somebody like Jesse Cox. I'm not one of those people that gains a huge teen following by screaming into a webcam like PewDiePie. My thing, the thing that I've always tried to do, is to teach. I've tried to make tutorial videos, and even my videos that are my episodic Let's Plays, even though I might have done 30 series of Civilization V, I will still go through the basics as I'm playing, explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, because the idea is I'm talking about what I'm doing on the screen, and I'm trying to let people know my thought process. I'm not one of those YouTubers that will record a video and just go on start talking about what I did last week or what the weather's like when I should be talking about the game. I can't be doing with that. But, you know, I can only go over the same amount of things so many times with Civilization V. Nobody really wants to watch somebody playing Civ 5 on Prince difficulty or King difficulty. If anybody's interested, they want to see people playing on the harder difficulties and winning on the harder difficulties. This is why Marbaz is so successful with his Civilization 5 videos, because he can play and win consistently on such a high difficulty level, and people know that he's really, really good at Civilization 5. That is why they go and watch him, and I'm just not that good. Now, another issue is, a lot of my patrons, particularly those of you that are supporting me at the sort of higher pledges, you're all guys that have either come to my channel from Civilization 5, or you just like watching my Civ 5 videos. And part of me is actually in the mindset of I need to keep doing Civilization V because I want to keep providing you guys with the content you want. Because believe it or not, even though I only have, I think at the moment, 15 or 16 patrons, and probably half of the money I get from Patreon comes from 4 or 5 of those people, and that makes a big difference to me. I mean, it really does. I don't know how many of you know my situation. I have mentioned it before. I had to give up my career 3 years ago. I used to work as a retail manager. I worked for Sony, amongst other things. And I had to finish work to take care of my disabled mother, which is what I've been doing for almost 4 years now. And I don't get a lot of money for doing that. So YouTube was a hobby that I could do in my spare time. It was something that I could do to try and relieve some of the stress and give me a bit of a creative outlet, but it was also something that I could do for a little bit of extra income, which is the reason why I have a Patreon and the reason why I monetize my videos, because I'd love to be able to make enough money from YouTube overall to actually have it as a job while I can still be here looking after my mother. It's a bit of a weird situation, but it is one of those things. It is what it is. So there's part of me that sort of feels that I really have to keep churning out the Civ V videos, even though I'm not necessarily enjoying it, to sort of keep those, you know, high-paying patrons happy. And I certainly am going to at least finish the current game that I've got going. I don't know how long that's going to last. It depends whether or not I get completely stomped like I did in that first deity game that I did as Poland. But I don't like to have half-finished series on the channel, so I will keep playing until it does come to a conclusion one way or another. But I'm not saying that I'm not going to do any more Civilization V at all in the future, but I need to get out of the rut, which is basically every month, every week, every day, Civilization V and EU4. That's all I've been doing for like the last year. Yes, I occasionally will do another series or random one-off videos, but I seem to keep falling back to EU4 and Civ V. And there's so many other good games coming out that I want to play. We've got Stellaris coming out in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks after that, there's Total War Warhammer. About a month after that, there's Hearts of Iron 4 coming out. There's lots of other games that I'd like to play as well. Not just strategy, but just random other stuff. And I'm thinking as well about sort of... I will still have some episodic Let's Plays going, but I want to move away from those and move more into doing random one-off videos, because they just get so many more views. I can make a random one-off video of a random game, and it can easily get 500 to 1,000 views. But if I make another episode of Civ V, it'll get 100 views. So I really want to try, and I've been saying this for such a long time, and I know it's something that I need to do, but I keep procrastinating and never getting it done. I really do want to sort of change the channel around a little bit, not so much so that the people that are already subscribing think, oh, well, this is completely different, this isn't what I signed up for, and leave, but I also want to do something a little bit different to attract a wider audience. Now, just going back to those of you that are supporting me on Patreon, if you're supporting me because you particularly like the Civ V content, and of course that content stops, don't feel bad if you decide that you no longer want to support me. I completely understand that. You know, your support so far has been very well received, very much appreciated, and I'm thankful for every single one of you, and not just those that do support me on Patreon, just those of you that watch my videos, those that comment, those that like, those that are part of the community. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm ever grateful for you guys actually watching the stuff that I put out. But back to those patrons, if you want to sort of cease your patronage because you decide that I'm no longer producing the content that you want to watch, please don't feel bad about that. I can completely understand. But I just feel that I need to take a bit of a break from Civilization V. And like I said, I might do some of the single player scenarios. I've done 1 or 2 of them before, not for the channel, in my own time. It's never been something that I've really focused on. I'll be honest, I haven't had a look around on YouTube to see if anybody else has actually done videos of them. I suspect that there will have been, but nowhere near as much as doing the sort of, you know, the standard skirmish games. So it might be a little bit interesting to do that. Once again, though, it's still a 6-year-old game, so, you know, the time to capitalise on Civilization V is really sort of dwindling off now, and I don't want to get stuck into a position where I'm not putting out new content, because this is what's happening at the moment. I quite often get invited to play certain games. I get lots of keys for early access games, I get lots of keys for new release games, I get lots of people approaching me saying, we're working on this new game, can you have a look at it? And often it comes down to me sort of thinking, right, what do I want to do today? I've got a couple of hours. Do I want to play this new game that might not be any good and do a video of it? Or do I want to get my week's worth of EU4 done? And I think, well, I don't want to have a gap in my EU4 stuff, so I'll get the EU4 stuff done. And then by the time I get around to doing that game, it's kind of old hat and it's gone on the back burner. And that is the rut that I want to get out of. I want to get out of just doing the same 2 series every week, because it's really limiting my audience. Strategy is a really, really niche genre, believe it or not. I mean, I could make COD 4 videos and get many, many more viewers, even though I'm terrible at it. So many more people like FPS games than like strategy games. And then when you start looking at grand strategies like EU4, that's an even more niche area than strategy in itself. So I do want to carry on doing strategy games. I do want to carry on doing tutorials, but I just want to widen the net a little bit, do some other stuff as well, do a lot more one-off videos, do a few less episodic Let's Plays, and just get back to doing stuff that I really enjoy doing, that I get really passionate about, and that I can really sort of sink my teeth into and not feel like I'm being forced to play something that I'm not really enjoying just because the audience want to see it. Because that's what was happening with Minecraft. And as much as Minecraft helped this channel in its early days, I got a lot of my initial views and subscribers from Minecraft. I am so glad now to have sort of abolished that from the channel, that I will never go back to doing Minecraft again now. I am done with it. I don't even play it anymore. And I don't feel bad about that at all. I didn't want to get pigeonholed into being a Minecraft only channel. I've managed to get rid of Minecraft completely now. They're no longer in my top 20 watched videos, which is fantastic. The problem is I'm now having that same problem with Civ V and EU4, and I really feel that I need to diversify. So I just wanted to make this video just to sort of let you guys know what's going on. The Civ V content is most likely going to end after the current series. Like I said, there might be some single-player scenario stuff, but I'm not going to be doing it week after week after week. I've got so much other stuff that I can play, and that's what I want to concentrate on. So, thanks so much for the last, well, 4 years now, for being a part of my YouTube channel. Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But I always feel that I should thank you guys, because without you, the channel wouldn't be anything. And I hope you stick around to enjoy the new content. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.